Well, you guys, the hardest part about taking a ride here tonight is that 55 degrees, 50 degrees seems so freaking warm until you get on a bike without a leather jacket. I got a leather jacket. It's way too small for me. I outgrew it over the years. I had it since I was a kid. I just wanted to take a little ride and show you guys around town, but for a half hour, but we'll see. Maybe the oh yeah, she's cold. She gets chilly. It's not worth discomfort is what I'm saying sometimes. But I'll tell you something, living by the stadium's awesome, and going past the stadium and everything is just fantastic ambiance, right? But there's nothing to see there. That's the thing with the stadium, there's really nothing to see there. Nothing. Dang, my lights have slowly gone out over the years. If you look down here at my gauges. I mean, when you're in third gear, and I can tell. I can tell how fast I'm going. But I really should get them fixed eventually. I wanted to test out my windscreen. It's another windy night. All the well, I seen this coming. I'm looking forward to seeing what a picture is like when you got a camera right out in the open. It seems like it's probably the best way to take a ride, and I'm still leery that it's not going to have wind noise, so. But I don't know if I'll even get this light to kick over you guys. I'm trying to aim it right up there at that. Yeah, it worked. All your real bars and actions, like if you think you're going to catch a fist fight on camera or any type of action at all, it's all going to be up here on Broadway. My exhaust is pretty quiet. I got a stock exhaust. It's a really nice black exhaust, and I kept it on. I have a couple extra actually laying around from my other old bikes I had that would fit up if I wanted them to. But I don't mind having it quiet, you guys, honestly. Little Jamaica, that one's called. We used to hang out here at Packer Stadium Lounge. Broadway and 10th here. Cropsies, this is one of your bigger hits in the Green Bay greater area. I was missing a little bit of coolant in my tank this year, and but I was doing a lot of work on my bike, so I don't know if it was a natural loss or so every time I get a little smell here, because this is the first ride of the year, so I got a little smell there. That's why I stopped talking. I'm trying to make sure that you leave a bike in Wisconsin sit in the garage all winter, you're going to have to deal with idling issues and blah, blah, blah. One of my fork seals has a little leak. See, that smell came back. I think it's just that we're by all the factories over here. There's the Hammer Inn. Man, it's real quiet out here for, even for a Sunday, pretty quiet. This is kind of the scene, though, on a Saturday night, Friday night. If you're a little older and you're looking to have a good time, it's usually here. They got the downtown bars, but that's a lot younger crowd. I mean, don't get me wrong, you could go, but it's a lot of, the whole idea of shots. And right there's the bar that you'll always see. It's called Brewski's now. I think it was still called Brewski's when that girl was walking home and she ended up getting abducted, I believe. She was walking down back that way, the other way down. It's all over all the it's on at least 3 different 60 Minutes programs, blah blah blah, because they were convinced her husband did it. Convinced, and he looked guilty. So it was a really interesting episode. Richard Cranium's a little north. There's your lion den porn. They used to have a couple bars over here that were wild. There's Happy Hour. This is Rum Runners is pretty good. Usually they got a live band and stuff. I guess, for the year or whatever, they probably just, it hasn't picked up. They consider this is spring. This is the Mason Street Bridge we're going under. These are really, really bad. And make sure you use your back brake, people. You don't want to be pulling your front brake. But hitting these tracks like this on a sport bike is always a dangerous proposition. Dang, what's going on with that house back there? Holy mackerel. Those are a lot better than they used to be, I'll tell you that right now. What the hell is going on back here? Wow, Green Bay downtown here in early spring, there's not much going on. I can see that right away. This person's got their house all lit up back here. I thought it was a damn bar. Let's see. There it is. Look at this. That's something to see, though. My goodness, right? What in the world? I love it, though. People are getting their spring gear out. First ride of the year. I'm not trying to go too far or nothing. Pretty quiet out here. Surprisingly quiet out here. Figure this will be a 10-minute ride video, huh? There's nothing to see. I thought for sure we'd get some action. This is my spot right here. This is where I always hung around. Right here. Nothing going on Sunday, hey. I just don't think the scene's really up and running yet, hey. Look at it, there's nobody even there. Sunday night. That's the hottest bar in Green Bay there. I'll tell you, even I'm guilty of riding the clutch a little bit in front of people when you don't want to clunk out. And I've been riding for 20 years. That's a pretty cool band there. Spot. Used to be called the Country Frog. I don't know, man. Green Bay, man, this is crazy. I thought for sure I'd catch you guys a whole audience. It's getting chilly. Look at that. There's the Fox River. Look at that. See all that beautiful river walk down there to my left? You almost have two options when you hit these tracks. You hit them with a little gusto, or you go slow. I'll tell you guys, this bike is 20 years old, and it's got what's called a wet clutch, so that means that the clutch is in oil, right? All the time. So that's really good for keeping it cool, The clutch is right inside your oil. And that's why you gotta I use Mobil 1. That's my favorite. I'll tell you, it's taken away all the chatter, any type of old age wear and tear that I could tell. I just wanted to get out here and get a little ride, you guys, so I could check out what this was going to be like with my new microphone, because I finally left it plugged in and ready to go. And this spot here, that's a place to see some stuff. I'll tell you that right now. That if you're looking for that spot over there, that Brewski's has seen it all. They've been, like I told you, it's even been on I don't know how many channels. And a couple of my friends I knew went through. Yeah, it smells like burnt rubber over here, really bad. We got a lot of factories and paper mills over here. So here I thought my bike was burning up. It's just paper mills. Yeah, it's been on TV a couple times, you guys. Yeah, some poor girl, she was walking home, and then she was in a huge fight with her boyfriend at that bar and decided to walk down this road right here and pick up a ride home, and she picked up the wrong ride. And by the time the boyfriend got home, they couldn't find her. They ended up finding her deceased outside, right? And they had gotten in a huge fight in front of other people, and she was walking home from the fight, and then he left, and they were convinced he did it. Convinced. And he had a history of violence with women, too. Because a girl I knew was on one of the programs talking about a relationship with him, and that he was violent and stuff like that. So the cops at first were convinced that he had something to do with it, right? Because they were fighting, they were at the bar, everything else, and it all matched up. And it just goes to show you, you just don't know. You know, if the cops would have convinced themselves it was him, they almost did, you know. They could have put an innocent man away. I really believe they could have, because there was all the witnesses saying that they were fighting at the bar, you know. The cops had quite a bit of, what do you call that, circumstantial evidence. And then her body was hidden pretty well, too. It was found, I forgot where, but if that body would have been put where it wasn't found, and I don't say this with any malice or against the people or whatever, they're from town here, I rest in peace, but just saying that they could have put the innocent guy away. They had dang near all the evidence. Just like with that Monfiles case where he was murdered here at the mill, and they really didn't have any evidence on these 6 guys. I mean, it was all hearsay and all word of mouth, and they put 6 guys away up for their whole lives. They ended up letting them out in Green Bay. I still got to do a case on it, you know. Love this library, you guys. Love it to sneak in there, and I've told you that I don't know how many times. But yeah, they put 6 guys away. It's called the Monfiles murders in town here. My dad was working there at the time too. There was, I think, a couple thousand employees though. But yeah, they hung up. I guess they choked him with a extension cord, and then over him telling on them. But I'll have to get in that another day and show the mills and everything. I'm done for this ride. I want to see how this turns out. Load it up on the internet, and just my first little. My first try at a real just riding motorcycle.